welcome to Easy Eats. My name is Chef Yves Dechaine, and today we're in the Greener Villages Learning Kitchen with Jeffrey Saunders and Mary Mercereau from L'Arche Fredericton. Good morning, everyone. How are you?
Good morning.
Good. So today on the show, we are going to be making some mac and cheese. I know that it's something, a favorite of the class that we do together. So, Mary, before we get started on that, can you tell me a little bit about L'Arche Fredericton?
L'Arche Fredericton started in 2018. We're actually a project because we don't have a home. It's our dream to have a home someday. Right now we're looking to have a community leader that will help coordinate everything. So we had one employee part-time in 2018, and then in 2019 we formed a partnership with Solo Chicken Productions to have the Spirit Project. And in 2020 we met you and had a culinary skills class in the Learning Kitchen.
4 years already.
4 years already.
So L'Arche Fredericton isn't just in Fredericton, is it?
No.
Can you tell me what L'Arche is exactly and how it became?
Okay, so L'Arche started in 1964 in France. There's kind of three levels of L'Arche. There's the L'Arche International, there's L'Arche Canada, and then there's regional L'Arche across Canada, the 4 regions: Pacific, Central, Atlantic, and in Quebec.
Okay.
We serve about 800 people with intellectual disabilities, and there are about 200 homes or placements. There could be workshops or day programs. In New Brunswick, we have McKim House in St. John, which is the L'Arche St. John home, and they have a day program called Creative Connections in downtown St. John.
So 1962 in France. What was the reason behind it? Do you know?
Yes, it was at the beginning of the deinstitutionalization movement, and it was actually a Canadian, Jean Vanier, who objected to the treatment of people with intellectual disabilities in institutions. And he took it upon himself to invite 2 members into a home. It was a small cottage that was not used and was there for 17 years. And what he provided was a place of safety. And L'Arche is named after Noah's Ark.
Okay.
And the symbol is 3 people in a boat, which is similar to the Noah's Ark idea.
Yeah.
And from that little cottage in Trolly, France, it expanded. The Canadian first home was opened in 1969 at L'Arche Daybreak in Richmond Hill, Ontario. And then the Maritimes kind of started in very shortly after that.
So what kind of programs or what do you guys do? I know you guys are a project, and what makes a project different than a house?
Okay. We offer programs in the community.
Okay.
Because what we want to do is we want people like Jeff to be fitting into the community, contributing to the community. And so we do things that demonstrate the skills and gifts that Jeff can contribute. So, for instance, Jeff is very interested in the arts, and particularly in theater arts, and has been recently in a program called Merge, where he's been acting with professional actors and being as a paid professional artist.
So Mary, you talked about the symbolism and the logo of L'Arche.
Right.
L'Arche is a Catholic institution, isn't it? So
Yes.
I guess the Ark, what does that represent really?
The idea of being sheltered and supported by people on either side of the individual.
Oh, so like a family supporting, or the community supporting each other.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
And the idea that Jean Vanier had was that in the safety of the home, people would be treated as family and not the way that they were treated in the institutions where they hardly had any contact with people. The food probably wasn't the greatest, and there were no activities to stimulate people and to help them grow and to learn.
Organizations like L'Arche or Jean Vanier kind of pulled people and gave them dignity.
Yes.
A lot of families who were poor and downtrodden, I imagine, would get rid of anybody who they deemed wasn't productive, but we know that people are productive, but in their own way, aren't
Yes,
they?
that's
Or shine in their own way. Let's talk about what L'Arche does to empower individuals,
Right.
and not just individuals like Jeff, who lives with autism, but people like me who offer these programs. I think that we get a lot out of it by just kind of connecting with all kinds of people.
Well, I can tell you that the people that do live in large homes are very, very happy there. They're integrated into their community. They contribute to the community with gardening projects, art programs. We just had an online art show across the Atlantic region, and it was probably one of the best shows ever because so many people wanted to buy the art that was shown on that online art show. We are involved in sports programs. We've just started an all-ability sports program. So it's not a competitive type program. It's more for fun, recreation, and healthy living. Your program with the culinary skills, our members wanted to have skills that they could develop in order to give them more independence.
Yes.
They all dream of being in a home of their own, living on their own, having friends over, and doing things with their friends and family that the rest of us do.
Well, like any other individual, absolutely, yeah.
That's right.
So the Fredericton chapter, or the Fredericton project, I guess is it called, how strong is it? How many core members do you have presently?
Believe it or not, in 2018 we had 4 core members, and we now have 19.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's
Good growth.
great group. Fantastic, that's awesome. And we're hoping to grow.
Yes.
Is there any limit to the size of the core members? Do you limit it, or is it the more the merrier?
I'd like to say it's more the merrier. However, we need volunteers. And so if we don't have enough volunteers for support, it's hard to increase it exponentially, let's say.
So we'll be back after these few messages to get to know Jeff a little bit more and to make some macaroni and cheese with him. Welcome back to Easy Eats. Again, we're in the Greener Villages Learning Kitchen with L'Arche Fredericton, and today we have Jeffrey Saunders joining us, and Jeffrey is going to help me make some mac and cheese. How are you again today, Jeff?
Good, thank you.
Perfect. So we've made mac and cheese before together, haven't we? In our classes together, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So we'll get started. But while we're getting started here, I'm going to ask you a couple questions, Jeff. So, Jeff, what was the favorite thing about the classes that you took with me?
I liked the stuff we made.
You did, yeah. Do you like eating it or making it better?
I liked eating it.
No, yeah, of course you did. Yeah, it was delicious, and I think we did a good job, didn't we?
Yeah.
Perfect. So, how long have you been with L'Arche Fredericton?
I moved here last year in July. So probably since then.
How do you find L'Arche? Is it a nice place to be? A nice place to hang out?
Yeah.
Have you made a lot of cool friends?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do now is we'll start making our macaroni and cheese. Okay, buddy?
Okay.
So the first thing we need to do is we've got our pot onto a medium-high heat, and I'm going to get you to add that butter for me, okay? So you just toss that butter right in the pot, right like that. Perfect. And we're going to let that melt, and we'll just put that off to the side right here. And then we're going to make what's called a roux, or the sauce for the macaroni and cheese. So once this is all nice and melted, we're going to be adding some flour, and then we're going to mix that all up. And then we cheated a little bit today, Jeffrey. We pre-cooked our macaroni right here, and we set it off to the side.
Yep.
But remember, we don't need to cook our macaroni fully. We want to bring it to al dente. That means firm to the bite and not quite cooked. And the reason we're doing that, buddy, is because when we put it in the oven, it's going to cook some more. And then we don't want a soggy noodles for our mac and cheese. We want a nice, chewy noodle for our mac and cheese.
Yeah.
So here we go. So here, I'm going to get you to stir that for me until that's all melted. So what we're doing now, Jeff, is we're building what's called a roux. We're ready right now. That butter's melted. And Jeff, what we're going to do now is we're just going to add that flour, and you're going to mix that all in. We're going to mix that all in together. Here, I'll help you out with that a little bit, okay, buddy?
All right.
Here, I'll grab that, and then we're just going to mix that all in together until we have no more white stuff. Because Jeff's made this before, and he graduated from our culinary program in, well, the 11th of May we had a graduation ceremony, didn't we, Mary?
We did.
And how many people graduated from our class this year?
We had 9 graduates this year.
We did. And I'm happy to say that some of our graduates are doing really, really well. I know that one of our graduates, I think this was the caveat on him get closer to getting his own spot,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So now that he's learned, he's gained a little bit of independence, which I'm super excited about. Perfect. All right. So now it's time to add the milk, Jeff. So what we're going to do is you're going to add it in a slow, steady stream as I'm mixing it. And the reason we're doing that is because we don't want to have any pilling. So yeah, there we go, Mary. Yeah, pick that up, buddy, and then just slowly pour it in. Perfect, just like that, a little bit at a time. Oh, nice. All right, we'll stop for a second, guys. So yeah, we just incorporate the milk, and we're just thickening up our sauce. So we add a little bit at a time, and then you're noticing it's getting super thick, right? And then we're just going to keep on adding and keep on mixing until we get a nice smooth sauce. There we go. So we've got the milk in. So we add 3 cups of milk, and then we're being decadent today, sir. So I'm going to pass the cream onto you. And if you want to slowly pour that cream in while I'm whisking too, Jeff, can you do that for me, buddy? Nice. So Jeff, I heard that you're also an actor with Merge. Do you enjoy doing that? What's your favorite part about doing that, man?
The people I worked with.
The people? So it's a good place to make friends, Lash, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you made a lot of friends since you've joined the program?
Yep.
What we're going to do is, Jeff, if you can put a little bit of pepper in there for me, and I'm going to put a little bit of salt. So I'll put some salt in there. You remember how to use that pepper grinder? And we're going to bring that up to a simmer right like that. I think that's great, buddy. Awesome. And then while this is simmering, what we're going to do is we're going to prepare our crumb topping for it. So I'm going to put that right here for you. What we're going to do is we're going to add some of this butter right here. We'll add some of that butter to the breadcrumbs. So we add a little bit of partially melted butter to the breadcrumb. And then while you're doing that, I'm going to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese. And then once that's all done, I'm going to get you to mix that all up, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. All right, so you got that going on really good, Jeff. What we're going to do is we're going to mix it. You know what? That's pretty hard, so let's get our fingers in there, Jeff. And let's just keep on mixing it till it's all mixed in together, okay? So just integrate it just like this. You see that? So we're going to mix that in just like that till everything gets all coated. And that way we're going to get a nice crumbly crumb for our topping. So that's there. And now it's time to add our cheese, Jeff, to our sauce. So I'm going to get you to stir this while I start adding some cheese. How does that sound?
Sure.
Perfect. So I'm going to slowly add some cheese. And you remember how we're stirring? There we go.
Yeah.
And always remember, right, Jeff, to add a little bit of cheese at a time. That way we're not overwhelming the pot and we're not cooling it down. Right? There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. So Jeff, we can, after this is done, we can eat this just like this, but
That's the best part of the show, isn't it?
the
Or
best part of the show, exactly.
Yeah.
There we go. So what other kind of dishes do you like to cook other than pizza, my friend?
We've done this.
Yeah.
We've done soups.
We have, yeah.
We've done. What else have we done?
Well, let's talk about other things that we've done. We don't just cook food; we also explore the food of other countries, don't we?
Yeah.
We've explored Mexico. We've gone to Greece. We've been to India, haven't we? With our food, haven't we?
Yeah.
Which is kind of fun. So that's almost there, right there, buddy. So we're just going to mix that all up just like this. There we go, until it's nice and smooth. Give that a few minutes, just like that. So, Jeff, you mentioned earlier that you're new to New Brunswick. You just moved here. So where did you move from, buddy?
Ontario. Grew up in Pickering and then moved to Ajax with my mom and stepdad.
Okay, and what brings you here to New Brunswick, my friend?
My mom passed away unexpectedly.
Oh, geez, I'm sorry to hear that, Jeffrey. But now you're here, and you've got family here, right?
Yeah.
So who's here with you? Who's your family that lives here in New Brunswick?
I have my two aunts.
Cool.
And my I have a 7-year-old cousin, and
Well, that's fantastic. So, Jeff, do you live with them or do you live on your own?
I did live with them for the first 4 months I was here. Then I moved into a guardian special care home.
Do you like living there?
Yep.
Is there any kind of neat activities and stuff that you do there?
Now that I'm done with this class, I go out to lunch with the guys there every Tuesday.
Ah, so you guys have picked up, eh? And now that you guys aren't doing it together, you're keeping on the friendship from this. That's kind of fun, making friends in classes and then keeping on. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
We are going to add this macaroni, and as I'm adding that macaroni, I'm going to get you to stir that in to mix it all up together.
Yep.
All right, so keep on. You can start stirring. You don't have to wait for me, my good man. There we are. Perfect. There you go. So what we're going to do is you're going to mix that all up until we can't see any naked noodles. And while you're doing that, my friend, I'm going to grab a casserole dish, right like this.
Yeah.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to set our oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 425 if you're in a hurry. And then we're going to bake it. So once that's all mixed up, and you're doing a fantastic job, remember to grab the bottom and stir all the way around, right?
Yeah.
You got it, man. That looks pretty good. I'm going to finish it up for you right here. There you go. Just like that. And turn the heat off. And all we're going to do is I'm going to pop this right into our casserole dish. So do you like your macaroni and cheese just like this, or do you like it baked in the oven with crumb on top?
Yeah, I like to baked in the oven.
Do you? I do too, but when I'm in a hurry, this will work. So like we'll tell everyone here that we can stop right here and it's fantastic. But we're going to put a little bit of crumble on it, aren't we? So why don't you grab some of this here, Jeff, you and I. We'll grab a little crumble and we'll just crumble the top. Right on, man. And now what we're going to do now, Chef's going to sprinkle just a little bit of paprika over the top, like this. So now that we've finished getting it ready for the oven, we're just going to slide it in, and we'll be back after this short break. Welcome back to Easy Eats. Again, we are the Greeter Village's Learning Kitchen with Mary Mercereau and Jeff Saunders from Lash Fredericton. We're going to let this cool off before we tuck in, but while we let it cool off, let's talk a little bit about Lash. So, do you partner up with any other organizations?
Yes, we have a partnership with Charlotte Street Arts Center. We were given a generous donation from the 100 Women Who Care, so we have an art program on Wednesday mornings called Art with Angela, and it's an entrepreneurial art program, so the products that we make in the art studio are for sale.
Oh, cool.
And we hope to keep the art program going that way. We also have a partnership with Lisa Ross at Solo Chicken Productions called The Spirit Project. That's in the afternoons on Wednesdays. And on Fridays, we have what we call Friendly Freddy Fridays. It's kind of a socialization program that we visit art galleries, museums. We do things around the city that are part of the community, picking berries in the season. We're starting, as I mentioned earlier, our All Abilities sports program, and we do that with the Opal Adult Drop-In on Thursday evenings. Once a month we do the sports program, and our members participate in the Adult Drop-In with Opal.
So what kind of special attributes or qualities are you looking for in a volunteer? So is it anybody who just wants to make friends, or are you looking for special criteria?
We like people that have a heart for l'Arche, which means that they really want to be involved with adults with intellectual disabilities, maybe have had some previous experience, or just want to get to know our community and what we're about.
Now, Jeff, I've got a couple more questions for you. Now, you said that you're living on your own now. So does that make you feel a little bit more grown up?
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. So, Jeff, now that you said that you moved here and you stayed with your aunt for a few months, and now you're moved out into the special care home, does it feel like you moved out, you're on your own, you're feeling a lot more grown up?
Yeah.
Excellent. And as a grown up, do you work?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you do, and where do you work?
At an elementary school for the hot lunch program.
That's pretty cool. Can you tell me which school that you help out at?
Originally Park Street, but then I recently located to
Connaught Street.
Connaught Street.
Connaught Street. Oh, well, that's fantastic. And what do you do there? Are you helping serving lunch? Are you helping prepare lunch?
Yeah, we serve lunch.
You serve lunch? Did you learn how to do a little bit here in my class with me?
Yeah.
Fantastic, and that's a lot of fun. What would you say to people that are looking to join as a volunteer, or maybe looking to join like you as a core member? What would you say to them to entice them to come in and hang out with you guys?
It's a great way to make friends.
Is it? Fantastic. And you said you've made a lot of friends.
Yeah.
That's great. So you guys are doing a lot in the community, and you guys are busy. You're taking classes with me. You're at the Solo Chicken Project doing that. Then there's the Art Center and stuff like that. How do you raise funds for this?
I want to go back to the partnerships for a second because
Sure, no problem.
we had the opportunity to work with the Multicultural Center offering us digital literacy classes.
Oh, very,
Jeff
very
is involved
cool.
with those. And that was all sponsored by the Multicultural Association of Fredericton, so that was a free program for us.
Okay.
We do fundraisers, mainly 5 per year. The first one that comes up is the golf pool fundraiser.
Okay.
It happens in April. And then we have our graduation, which is pay as you will type
Okay,
of
yeah.
fundraiser. We have raffles that we do in the summer months. And in the fall, we have our major fundraiser dinner, which is, thanks to you, the lasagna dinner, the take-home dinner.
And it's a lot of fun to do, yeah. It is fun to come in and meet other members.
And then just the Giving Tuesday in December, which is kind of our last pitch for the year. Other than that, we have many generous donors, and most of our fundraising is local.
Local? So can you go to the website? Is there a donate
Yes,
button on your website
there
where
is.
you can go?
So our website is www.larchfredericton.org.
And I guess my last question to you, Mary, is that you're a project, but do you want to become? Are you looking to create living or arrangements? Are you looking to put a house here in Fredericton?
That is our dream. We do need a community leader first, and that we're looking to raise funds to hire a community leader. Once we have that person in place, then we can look at fundraising, major fundraising for a home.
So I think this is cool enough now. So let's see how we did, Jeff. So we'll
Okay.
grab a little bit of scoop right here. There you are, my friend. We'll give you a spoon.
Thank you.
We'll hand, oops, a little bit. Look at that, super stringy. There we go. We're gonna give a little bit to Mary. There we go. Mary.
Great, thank
And
you.
then I am going to, I can't resist, I'll have to try a little myself. Look at this. So guys, thank you so much for coming on today. Thank you, Jeff, for telling us a little bit about yourself. And thank you, Mary, for telling us a little bit about L'Arche. When I got involved 4 years ago, and that's still ringing harder because it was a 12-week program that we decided to try out that we're still doing 4 years later, and
That's right.
we're hoping to continue it on. What I'd like to say about L'Arche is that it's a warm, inviting, welcoming place, and you don't have to be someone with intellectual or physical disabilities to be part of the fun. You can volunteer.
Yes.
Yeah, it's my favorite part of the week, I'll have to say. Absolutely. So thank you so much for being on, and thank you so much for helping me make this mac and cheese today, guys. Thanks a lot.